Watch this. One small step forward after your long serve turns, your opponent's attack into your easiest counterflick winner. Welcome back, I'm Xiao Han. Last time we covered serve and attack tactics off long serves. Today we build on that with the key mistake to avoid. The biggest mistake I see, after serving long, players back up. The farther you retreat, the more your opponent pressures you, and your next ball becomes completely passive. The correct tactic is to stay close to the table after serving. When the ball comes back, I catch it on the rise. This isn't about raw power, it's a speed-based strategy. Speed is the weapon here. But so many players do the opposite. They serve long, then drift backward thinking they're buying reaction time. That's a huge problem. The farther back you go, the lower your shot quality drops. Your whole advantage disappears. See, that lands right in my tactical plan. I didn't even need to move my feet, and I won the point outright. After serving, stay close and have a plan. Say I serve sidespin topspin. Whatever comes back is already a known topspin ball. So I only have 3 ways to win the next ball. 1. Change the angle. 2. Add power. 3. Add speed. Adding spin on top of their topspin is nearly impossible, so forget that option. Among the 3, changing direction, adding speed, adding power, figure out which suits your game. If you're good at placement, attack the angles. If you're good at punching with a compact stroke, use a quick block or counter. Watch like this. So know your strength and commit to it. You cannot serve and then just stand there waiting. If the ball comes back and you're frozen, you've turned your own initiative into a passive situation, just because you pushed one ball without intent. Every aimless touch, every passive contact, throws away your advantage. After you serve, commit to being aggressive. Missing with a plan is far better than having no plan at all. Without a plan, the ball chases you instead of you chasing the ball. We call it playing table tennis. You have to go after it. Watch when the ball comes back. I can add power and speed, or I can redirect to a weak spot. I don't love overpowering every ball, so I won't pretend I do. But I always have a plan. Am I winning with speed or with placement? You decide before the ball arrives, not after. For example, my partner sends one to my forehand. I may not crush it, but I absolutely cannot just stand there and passively tap it back. That's a ball that gets you punished. You served it, don't create problems for yourself. Have your plan ready. The biggest issue most players face right now is this. After serving, they have no idea what to do with the next ball. No plan at all. For long sidespin topspin serves, remember the 3 options. Change direction, add speed, or add power. Prioritize changing direction. Use speed as your secondary weapon. Save full power shots for comfortable leads. Now that was sidespin topspin. Now let's talk about sidespin-backspin serves. These demand more skill. After you serve long with sidespin-backspin, your opponent may push the ball back, and that push will tend to come back long. If you want to loop against that push, you must step back and play a spin loop. Don't try to loop it from right up against the table. If you stay jammed at the front, you end up reaching sideways like a crab just to get the ball up. Step back, give yourself room, and loop with proper spin. Watch, I'll show you from up close first. Now watch the same stroke, but I step back half a step. See the difference? Which one is easier to execute? Clearly the one with space. After serving long, step back half a step. Don't stay jammed against the table, you'll cramp your stroke. Give yourself room to swing. Then, for handling the return off your side spin backspin serve, I'll teach two techniques, the pressure block and the punch. For the pressure block, the key is don't pull your hand back. Move forward and downward, forward and downward. Think of it as meeting the ball, then pressing through it. First contact, then press. Stick to the ball, then push down through it. The second option is the punch. Here I do create a gap between my hand and the ball, then drive forward into it with a short, sharp burst. Watch, that kind of speed is very hard to deal with. After a punch like that, your opponent is basically done. What's the key trait of the punch return? It sits low. If my opponent tries to loop my punch to the forehand side, the ball dips, they overshoot. So the punch forces a weaker reply, and your second ball becomes a real opportunity. Now the technique. You must pull the racket back first, then drive it forward. If you just push from the front, there's no pop. Pull back, punch out. Pull back, punch out. And here's the critical detail for all defensive strokes. The wrist stays locked. Don't flick the wrist. Every block, every counter, the wrist is firm. The power comes from the forearm, not the wrist. After that, if you really want to improve, you have to develop your defense. Without defensive ability, you simply cannot level up. Especially when you're trying to beat someone stronger, their attack will overpower yours. So you need answers. Watch my racket face here. See how it stays still? The wrist doesn't move independently. It just rides along with the forearm, forward and back. Block, press, close the racket, counter loop. The wrist never breaks. Backhand is the same, block, press. Even the rip, some people think the rip uses wrist snap. It doesn't. You push the racket head forward with your fingers, a short forward punch. The wrist isn't actively flicking on its own. That distinction is crucial. My defense was always a strength, because as a young female player, you have to defend well before you can win. Early results came from smart shot selection and stable, consistent defense. Later, opponents stopped making errors, so you need more quality, but the foundation is always solid defense. 3 keys to great defense. First, take the ball on the rise. The earlier you catch the ball after the bounce, the better. Intercept it on the way up, don't wait. Second, and this is the most important, lock your wrist. Grip the handle firmly, keep the wrist absolutely still. For once, being stiff is exactly right. Third, keep your stroke compact and always defend in front of your body. Watch, if my partner loops to my forehand and I'm reaching behind me, I'll never recover in time. Stay in front. These defensive habits connect directly to your serve game. Once you own that defensive ability, you can redirect with confidence, no unforced errors. If the return is weak, punch it away. Adapt to what your opponent gives you. With solid defense behind your side spin serves, the whole sequence comes alive. Practice locking that wrist on every defensive touch, and your long serve game will transform.